God, guys. So I'm gonna be honest, I was thinking of doing something a bit more creative for this unboxing video. I was literally thinking of actually walking to my game store instead of driving and literally recording myself walking. Obviously I would cut it up so it would be roughly in line with the same length that I do these driving videos, but it's like 100+ degrees here outside, and I mean, I would just look completely disgusting. I'm already sort of sweating just getting the camera placement set up and you know, just going out for a quick drive. But the idea of walking in this type of heat, you know, even though it isn't that far, probably maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles, it just, yeah, I just wasn't gonna do it. All right, so I hope you guys forgive me. This is just gonna be a standard basic unboxing. But anyway, we are getting Death Stranding 2. Now, I put up a poll because the reason this is late, by the way, is I was out of town. But you guys basically, through your viewership and support on the channel and whatnot, you funded another unboxing video, and I think we hit the milestone either the day of or like basically like the day after the release of Death Stranding 2. So I was out of town and I was like, man, you know, and normally in these circumstances I would just go and unbox the game on release date, but I was like, you know what, I'll put up a poll, I'll see what you guys want to see me unboxed. And I basically did that. I put up a poll on my YouTube comments, the post section. I was going to do it on Twitter, but no one really goes on Twitter anymore, so I was like, I'll make use of basically all you guys on the channel. Posted up a poll, and the overwhelming majority was Death Stranding 2, which is great because that's actually the game, out of all those games, if I had the choice, that would have been the game I wanted to unbox. But I was actually quite surprised that even though this is a late unboxing, you guys preferred that I get this game, or I guess that you would get this unboxing now versus, you know, something later. I think the next runner-up, if it wasn't Death Stranding 2, would have been Mafia: The Old Country, which I am also equally very excited for. I'm very much looking forward to that game, but that doesn't come out for, I think, another month or so. But anyway, yeah, there's not really much I can say on Death Stranding 2 because I've talked so much about my love for the original game. You know, despite it being very kind of weird and out there, overall the themes that Death Stranding was really, you know, talking about and promoting really sort of resonated and connected with me. And I talk about this before many times, but you know, I played the original Death Stranding about 6 months or so after its release, and during that time it was right when COVID hit, and so we were all very much isolated in our homes. And you know, me working my way through my backlog, Death Stranding, the original, was the next game up on my list. And so basically what happened was I started playing it, and it was a story literally about the lack of connection, about a world that locked itself off from each other due to this cataclysmic events. And that was almost exactly what we were going through, you know? Nothing to that substantial, I mean, it was a substantial degree, but you know, it was very different in terms of context and stuff, but still, it very much had similar themes. And I very much, just the world and the story and all that stuff really connected with me, because we were seeing that basically in our day-to-day lives, you know, just all throughout. So yeah, I love the original Death Stranding. The gameplay really connected with me. The themes and the story and everything there really connected with me. You know, I do think that some of the writing, you know, wasn't without its faults. Some of the writing and the pacing of some of the sections, I think, could have been a little bit better. And from what I hear, basically all of the issues that the original game had, they've been fully addressed in this sequel. I have a couple of friends of mine who have been playing it just saying, oh my god, you know, this game is phenomenal, and they've just been really loving it. So anyway, I'm really excited to pick this up. You know, I probably won't be getting to it, gosh, anytime soon, to be completely honest with you guys. I basically I'm still at that point where I haven't played basically any modern games. So I'm almost at this point 2 years behind of actual new releases. And what I've been doing is, you know, just spending my time. I've been doing some personal things, you know, not actually gaming related and stuff, but I have been basically putting things aside where, you haven't been really buying basically any games. I've been picking some stuff up that's been on sale, but most of my time is just kind of been spent here, you know, playing older titles and just, you know, kind of relaxing and taking sort of a break from modern gaming. I probably will get back into modern gaming. I'm expecting sooner rather than later, just because if I keep waiting and waiting and waiting, it's just going to get to that point where I'm just so far behind, and I basically have all these games that are sealed on my shelf, and I'm just never going to catch up. So I'm probably going to be, I'm probably going to end up doing that in the next couple of months. That's what I'm thinking. But you know, in any case, just want to let you guys know that that's where I'm at. I'm still happy to do this unboxing for you guys and pick up the game, and you know, I'm sure I will be doing some video in one way or another on the original, or I'm sorry, the sequel, Death Stranding 2. So anyway, we'll see what that's about. All right, I'm gonna go pick up the game, guys, and we'll go back to the house and unbox it and see what's inside. All right. Oh, all right. Put this car on because it's really, really hot. So here it is, Death Stranding 2 on the beach on PS5, just a standard edition. Unfortunately, I don't know if you guys can hear that over the air conditioning, but it's like the disc is loose, which is a bit frustrating, but you know, it should be fine. This happens a lot with, I find, you know, games of this current generation. Sometimes I'll order games online and it'll just come like with the disc loose and stuff like that. So I don't know if these cases, you know, that Sony, I thought they were just the PS4 cases, but I don't know if they've kind of cheapened out or made lighter materials or whatnot. But anyway, the disc is loose. This looks absolutely gorgeous, but let's go home, let's unbox it, let's see what's inside the case, and we'll go on from there. All right, guys, so I'll see you in a bit. Alrighty, here we are, Death Stranding 2 on the beach for PS5. Gotta be honest, I'm not really a fan of the title. It just seems like I personally would have gone with like Death Stranding Volume 2 or Death Stranding Chapter 2. I would have gone with like something else than just having Death Stranding 2 on the beach. But you know, whatever. Maybe it'll make sense as I actually play the game. In any case, really looking forward to this. So yeah, this looks like beautiful cover art. So let's take a look at what's inside the case. All right, Death Stranding 2 on the beach, here we are. I gotta say, I really love this cover art. There's something about the colors in this in particular. I love just the red kind of piercing in on the corner there, and then it's kind of like stark white. And you have these like natural colors, like, you know, the blonde hair and stuff like that. And you know, just the equipment and stuff. I really like this cover art. I think it looks pretty nice. So we got Death Stranding 2 on the beach, the title here, a Hideo Kojima game. On the side, it kind of continues with that same, you know, general design from the front. And then on the back, we got a lot of different screenshots, as well as, you know, a nice full, you know, larger screenshot here of just the, I guess, the deserts and stuff like that. I believe it's Mexico where this game actually takes place instead of the United States, or what I guess is a more artistic take on Mexico, as was the case with the United States in the last game. So yeah, nice screenshots here. You know, a couple of these scenes we've seen from like the trailers and stuff if you've been following that, so that's really nice. And we got the ratings. And we also have the PS5 Pro Enhanced badge down there. This is one of the first games I've seen that actually has that PS5 Pro Enhanced badge. Because we know when the console came out last year, they weren't adding this to the cases of some of those released games, so I was quite surprised, but I'm actually happy that they are starting to do that, which is awesome. So yeah, let's go ahead and unbox this. We got our scissors here, the sissy scissors. Okay, I already know that my disc is loose, which doesn't make me happy, but well, hopefully the actual clip is not broken. So we got the cellophane off here. Let's take a look inside. Yeah, well, we got some nice back cover art, so we'll take a look at that in a bit. The disc itself looks perfectly fine, and then oh yeah, we got an alternate cover here for the disc art, which is kind of nice. So yeah, we'll take a look at the back cover art in just a bit. We got some pre-order bonus items right here, even though I technically did not pre-order the game. You know, you still get this with the physical edition. So got some more equipment and stuff to use with some boosters and packs, and it looks like some this pet hologram, a Quokka, I guess.
Must be a new animal for the game. So yeah, my code's on the back there. I'll go ahead and redeem that in my own time. And then for the back cover art here, it looks like it's pretty simplistic. We just got a view of, I would assume it's Lou in this carrying kind of cradle here. Looks very alien stuff like that, the actual cradle. So that's actually quite interesting. But anyway, it's kind of nice. You know, you just got the art here on the disc side, but nothing here on the actual pamphlet side. So anyway, that's pretty cool. So I also wanted to take a look, by the way, we'll compare the Death Stranding 2 box art with the original Death Stranding box art here. Now this particular version I have is the Steelbook edition. I think the special edition, it wasn't the Ultimate Collector's edition, but the step above the regular one. And this cover art, this slip cover rather, is actually a European Amazon exclusive. I actually had to get it imported. I showed this off a couple of times before, but I actually got it imported into the States many years ago when the game came out because I just loved the look of it with Higgs and his golden mask and stuff like that, and it's just basically plain. But I slid this over the actual Steelbook here, which is a slight variation of the original cover art for the game as well. And you can just see a difference in tone immediately. You know, just with this one almost looks like horror-ish, you know, like it's a much darker game. And there are certainly dark themes in it, a lot of things about loss and depression and stuff like that. So I'm kind of interested to see what the tone is going to be like with this game. You know, and the changes and stuff to I guess the format of the story and whatnot. So not a direct comparison here, but you know, this is a beautiful Steelbook. I just love the gold sort of lettering on top of the black accents. That's absolutely fantastic. And when you combine it with, you know, this slip cover like I have, I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Ugh. I did look to see if there was a slipcover for Death Stranding 2, and there's nothing official. I think there's people who have custom made one off of eBay and stuff like that, but you know, nothing directly from the actual publishing company. But in any case, I wanted to show off there, you know, the case differences and whatnot. Again, difference in tone, but basically just your standard fare here with the standard edition of Death Stranding 2. So I'll say goodbye to you guys properly, and appreciate you watching the unboxing video. Alright everyone, I super appreciate you guys watching the unboxing video for Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Even though I'm like, I think at this point, a week and a half, almost 2 weeks old. I apologize for that. In the future, I think I am going to start doing polls for, you know, the unboxing videos and stuff. It makes more sense for me personally to give you guys a little bit of that agency, you know, as you guys are directly funding these unboxing videos. I mean, the whole reason I got the game was because you guys are watching the content. So I think I'm going to do that starting, you know, now onwards into the future. So I'll put up a poll saying, hey, here are the games that are coming out, and I'll give you guys 4 options of, you know, anticipated physical released games, and you guys can just vote, and the majority vote will decide which game I unbox, whether that is that same day, in the next week, or even the next few months from now. So we'll basically decide it from there. I'll try to pick stuff that is at least not too far ahead and has definitive release dates, and we'll just go on from there, right? So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it once again, just you guys being here and stuff. Content is coming, it is on the way, and for now I hope those of you who played or are playing currently right now Death Stranding 2, I hope you're having a fantastic time, and I'm looking forward to getting to this game eventually when I start picking up modern games, which I think is going to happen sooner rather than later. I'll let you guys know definitely when I'm like, hey, you know, I'm ready to get back into the modern releases here, and it'll be interesting. I'm going to have to find a way to convey my thoughts, you know, on some of these games. Maybe eventually it would make sense to do reminiscing videos on games that are released in this current generation, but I need to wait. You know, we need to give it some time. I'm not going to do reminiscing videos on games that are 5 years old. Those are quite recent, you know. So we'll see what we can do there. But in any case, thank you guys so much. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.